Hi there everyone, welcome to the Hands Up for Trad afternoon show. You can see I'm at the beach, which is amazing. It's just the sea has stopped moving momentarily, but it'll be moving again in a second. I can hear the wind in my ears. It's so good actually. Anyway, I wanted to tell you a few things before we get going. A few Hands Up for Trad projects coming up. Project Smoke are performing at the Hands Up for Trad Music Club on the 12th of June at 8 p.m. It's very exciting. And we'd love to see everyone there. If you'd like to buy a ticket, you can do that at handsupfortradmusicclub.co.uk. What else? Yes, the BBC Radio Young Traditional Musician Award has opened for entries, and amazingly, this is the 22nd year of the award. I still remember the first one like it was yesterday. Michael Biggins won the 21st award, and Gillian Frame won the very first in 2001. The deadline for entries is the 27th of June, and it shuts at midnight. And if you would like to find out or enter, you go to bbc.co.uk/young trad. It's definitely worthwhile, and for the first time this year the semi-finals are being streamed live on radio and BBC Alba, so that's a lovely development. What else? Finally, this Friday 4th of June is Guy's a Scots Phrase Day, and we'll talk more about that later. So remember and tell us where you're watching from. Great to see Philip in a sunny Norwich and Anne from sunny Dunvegan. It's good to see the sun is everywhere. Please welcome multiple Young Trad finalists, Scots language activist, performer and social media star, Iona Fyfe.
Whoa, what an introduction.
I do my best, Iona. Have you been topping up your tan today?
Well, as you can tell, I look a shade of pasty. So right after this, I'm going down to the garden, and that'll be that.
That's excellent. I think I'll be following you to a separate garden, I have to say. Before we get started, we're going to get started chatting. We're going to play a track from the wonderful singer Robin Stapleton, who won the award, the Young Trad Award in 2014, which it just seems like yesterday. And this is from her album, The Songs of Robert Burns, and this is A Fond Kiss.
A fond kiss and then we sever. A farewell and then forever. Deep in her drunk tears I'll pledge thee. Warning sighs and groans I'll wait thee. Who shall say that fortune grieves him while the star of hope she leaves him? Me cheerful twinkle lights me, dark despair around benights me. I'll ne'er blame my partial fancy, neither could resist my Nancy, but to see her was to love her, love but her and love forever.
beautiful singer from there. And as we were just discussing with that, Robin is from Stranraer, and she sings, she speaks in a very much a Galloway Scots, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got a beautiful kind of lilt-tier dialect, and I guess her language would be that kind of Galloway. But she did study Irish Gaelic, didn't she?
At Limerick, yeah.
Yeah, in Limerick. It's lovely. Like, she's just has the best of both worlds, but just such a lovely singer. I mean, when she won Young Trad was in 2014, and I would have been 16 at that time, still in school, and I listened to her like final over and over and over again. I just thought it was just the most gorgeous thing in the world.
I would absolutely agree. I remember our sound check, and I remember Robin sound checking, rehearsing on the Sunday, and we said to Robin, please stand closer to your microphone. It was an amazing performance. Anyway, Iona, where did you get the bug for Scots language and song?
I think, the first ever time I performed live, it wasn't a singing, it was Day and Doric Poetry at Keith Festival. Keith Festival, the TMSA Festival, is actually in their virtual festival next weekend, I think. But that was the first time, probably 2003 or 2004. I can't mind, to be honest. And I was really shy. I think it was a Les Wheeler or a Sheena Blackhall poem. I can't mind. But I won the under 6 category. I don't think there was anybody else that even entered, so I won by default. And then I get to the prize winners concert at night, and there was heaps of folk there singing and playing music and, you know, whatever, and they were all really encouraging. So that's where I did not like sing or enter the ballad competition for a few years after, because I was really shy, like horrendously shy.
And was Scots all around you? Was it the natural thing to speak?
Yeah, my mother and father are really broad, like really, really broad. Both of them grew up in Huntly. They kind of never left. I mean, we're happy like that, but like, you know, both of them didn't go to university either, so they didn't have like external kind of social conditioning to change the way that they speak. So like they were always just, that was it. It was natural. Same with Abdi and my family, and you don't realise it until you go back and you're like, oh, it's a living thing. It's like we're not using it just for like, you know, whatever. It's just that's ingrained into society there. I love it. I definitely feel like false when I gang back to Huntly and Abdi's really broad. But yeah, I think it was like that, and then moving to Glasgow completely changed the way that I thought about myself and my language.
That's amazing. And of course, you went to study at the Royal Conservatory of Scotland, and you graduated with a first class honours, which is pretty amazing.
Somehow, because I was never there. Like I was literally never there enough to get that. But I did the Scots song. So Scots song was my principal study. And I like the way that they treat Scots and Gaelic song as two different studies. You know, that's the way that it should be. And I graduated in 2019, but I got there in 2015. I was just turned 17, so I was really young. Like, I was not able to go out as much as I would have liked to. But I just worked away, to be honest. Like, I kind of made a wee kind of EP thing, and it was cool, but I just wanted Ahin, and I wanted it then and there. Like, I wasn't wanting to wait, and I think I wanted to graduate, hit the ground running, and like have a career like ASAP. But I totally like ran myself into the ground. Like, absolutely. We've got some comments through. Gail Smith says, hi Simon, great to see the amazing on the show. Thank you, that's very nice. In other news, I'm getting 2 poems published in Dreich magazine in August, and one of them, Keepsakes, is about our pals in 12th Day. Amazing, 12th Day. I think they went to the Conservatory, but they did classical music, and they really do really cool improv stuff, so check out 12th Day.
Yeah, no, but I was going to ask you about the Conservatory, because I remember talking to you right when you were a youngster, and you loved it because you loved the study side of it and the research study. You're actually really interested in the history of song.
Yeah, totally. And I mind when like my first year was a bit kind of, oh, iffy. I wasn't sure if I did the right thing. And then I said, can we get Margaret Bennett back to do the folklore class? And they got her back, which was amazing because when I get to RCS, it changed from a B8 in Scottish music to a BMUS in traditional music. And that is quite different. So they got rid of the Scots and Gaelic like conversational language classes, which I was looking forward to. So I was a wee bit let down at that. But we managed to get, folklore reinstated and different kind of classes, and that was amazing because that's what I really wanted to do. I did want to perform, but I wanted to like contextualize everything that I was learning because I don't think that as a traditional singer you can really understand the language and the narrative of a lot of these ballads without classes that is going to put it in context. And I mind that Margaret Bennett once taken in Rose and made didn't force us, but she made us eat Rose, and we were all like, this is disgusting. I feel for these bothy men. So it was really good. It was amazing like that.
Tell our listeners at home what brose is.
Brose is like a poor man's porridge, but worse. Yeah.
Well, as you mentioned, I mean, and I know that you did a load of gigs, and you're actually brilliant at actually getting things done. I know through lockdown sometimes it feels like it doesn't, but you actually are amazing at it. And you released a few EPs and that, but then you released your first full-length album, Away from the Window. Where did all that come from?
Yeah, I mean, the full-length album was released in 2018, and I worked on it from 2016 to 18. And it's Away from a Window is a song that, Stanley Robertson sung, but then Joan Baez sung as well. It's in English, actually, that song. The Hale album is just a mixed bag of things. There's loads of Bothy ballads and Doric. There's, an Aidan Moffat indie song on it. There's a Michael Mara song. It's just really random, but it was supposed to kind of be a concept album of like, this is what I grew up doing, and this is what I'd like to end up doing as well as what I grew up doing. So it's supposed to be like from first to... And there's a song that I wrote on it as well in English called The Banks of the Tigris, a protest song about the conflict in the Middle East. So it's supposed to have I think it was supposed to show folk that I wasn't just like full bore bothy ballads and I was open to doing other things and all.
No, and it definitely is. And before we watch a video of you singing Banks of Invaria, I mean, you've just done an amazing crowdfunder for your next album. What is the material on that going to be?
So I think ultimately there's going to be 2 new albums. I'm letting the cat out the bag here. I'm letting you know my strategy. So my second full album will be like songs and ballads from the James Madison Carpenter collection. And he was a lad from Mississippi that came to the UK, and he did he went to Cornwall, he went to Wales, he got up to the northeast of Scotland, and he discovered ballad singers that other 20th century collectors didn't. So he kind of like filled in the gaps of, that kind of manuscripty, transcripty collecting. So that'll be the content of the second album. And the third album will be songs that I've written myself, and it won't be folky. It'll have all the same folk musicians on it, but we'll have much more of Graham's electric guitar on it, and it'll all be kind of a mix between... it might be in Scots, it might be in English, but it'll probably be a mix between Taylor Swift and Doric Me, I'd say.
Oh. Well, that sounds great. Well, before you're too famous for us and you're topping the charts, let's watch the before Iona singing Banks of Invaria.
One day as I went walking, and soon as I did pass by the banks of I spied a bonny lass, her hair hung o'er her shoulders broad, and her eyes like diamonds shine on the banks of Invaria.
fantastic. Just say hello to a few people. Hello to John in Michigan, Tom in Japan. There's Pauline saying hello. And Tom's actually saying it's a night breeze in Japan just now. And Charles Milne is saying glorious sunshine in Peebleshire. And then we heard from Gail. And Philip is also saying how much he loves Away From My Window album, which is great. And what's Charles saying about... Oh, you have to look. It's a bro's recipe. Brilliant. And there's Lorna from Ontario. It's great that we're international. I mean, if we take anything from this lockdown, and we've definitely been able to reach more people in more countries and take our message out to lots of different people. That's been really exciting, and it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. So, Iona, this Friday, the 4th of June, it's Giza Scots Phrase Day. Can you tell us what it's all about?
Well, we're needing folk to basically film themselves doing a Scots phrase. It could be one that your granny tell you. It could be one that's just in your head. Could be one that you've just written yourself. Could be a proverb. Could be a word of advice. And you can film it on your phone and then upload it to social media using the hashtags. And then I hope that we'll be trawling through, finding your favourites, sharing them. And ultimately, we're just needing to hease up Scots. It's a day of action for the Scots language. And I see that some folk haven't gotten the memo and they've already posted their Giza Scots phrase. So I'm going to email them, telling them to wheesh until Friday. But yeah, it's going to be exciting.
It's also an opportunity as well as if you haven't tried speaking Scots before, to give it a go. And on the website at gizascotsphraseday.com, Iona has recorded some very simple phrases that you can actually go and learn and then actually have a shot at speaking of Scots, because people should be nervous to try it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, Scots is for Abdi. There's what I really love, we Scots in Doric, is that folk that have moved out of Scotland and, bairns have went to school and they speak 3 languages. They speak English, Scots, and their native language of wherever they come from. There's, you see that, and it's really beautiful to see, especially with kids that, they go to school in like Cruden Bay or something. But the whole thing is like, doesn't matter, like, far your fate, you can easily just pick up a few words or a phrase, and you probably already do. It's just you didn't realise it and you didn't have that confidence. So what we're needing to do is basically inspire you and encourage that confidence. And the thing is that nobody's judging nobody. It's a healthy, happy community that just we've got one aim, and the aim is to get Scots normalised, and that's it.
Let's watch a wee video from Alistair Heather. He put out yesterday talking about Friday.
Hello, this Friday is Giza Scots Phrase Day. That's why we invite Abdi to record themselves on video, just like on Day in the New, recording their favourite Scots phrases and expressions. So this could be things for your granny. I mind my granny, I said to us, a gangin' fits I gettin'. She'd say things like, if I was having a hard time, she'd say, we'll get out of this and we'll get into war. Ken, like, it's no just bad now, it'll be worse later. Biding up in Aberdeen for a while, I mind really enjoying folks saying, when things were all going wrong, when nothing was working out, it's tatties out of the side. Tatties out of the side, I thought was a great expression. So what we're trying to do is just showcase the richness of the lexicon, all the embedded wisdom that's contained within Scots, and also show off our own cool local dialects. So please, record yourself, just a wee video, upload it with the hashtag Giza Scots Phrase Day, we'll retweet it, and then tag in your pals in it, encourage them to do the same. Smashing. Can't wait to hear your stuff on Friday.
Excellent, actually, Ali. So that's Giza Scots Phrase Day, hashtag Giza Scots Phrase Day, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the different places. Do you do hashtags on TikTok?
Yeah, I think you do. I've been trying to put hashtag Scots language, hashtag Scots lead on TikTok. So if you gang on TikTok, you'll find loads of Scots content that way.
Oh, fantastic. Well, anyway, I mean, Iona, we're talking about Scots, and you have been the amazing activist for it. You have been working with the organisation Uravice. What is that organisation?
Well, actually, it's been a hale year since we constituted and launched Uravice on the 1st of June officially last year. There were meetings afore in 2019, the day after the Scots Language Awards, but properly constituted a year. And it's been a pretty good year in the fact that 27% of the current sitting Parliament have signed a pledge which says that they're hopefully going to ease up, promote, protect Scots through an act, which is good. 8 of them ta'en their oath in Scots. That's 4 more that ta'en it in 2016. Mayor candidates signed it, so there was heaps of candidates from all different parties signed it, but it just so happens that only 35 ODE candidates actually got in. But if you think of it, there's 30% of Scotland that identifies as speaking Scots in 2011, and there's 27% of elected representatives signing to protect Scots. That's actually really representative of the speakers, so it's really good. Uravice does online educational events, roundtable events, just trying to get folk to engage with Scots, but ultimately our aim is to put through legislation, support government. We're full of folk on our committee that has had, maybe a few years working with Scots, or maybe heaps of years in Scots. We've got Michael Hance, who used to work at the Scots Language Centre. We've got, Jack Caitner, who is he works as a staffer for an MP. He really understands how legislation works in parliaments. We've got, folk that write poetry. We've got a singer, myself. We've got folk that are clued up on law, and that's really important because previously, folk have been ettling for a Scots Language Act for years and years and years. But the issue is that the folk in the room get into the room and they speak about, what it would be. They speak about standardisation, they speak about all these big questions that come up with Scots. But our aim isn't to answer the questions, our aim is to get legislation passed through, and then a language board would then be paid to answer the questions. So I think that's it's kind of good doing the garden path afore, and now we're changing things. It's really cool because we've got folk from 23 to 70 on the committee. It's a committee that's representative of the folk that actually use Scots. It's not just a young committee full of wee snowflakes. We've got folk that have got the expertise. So if you want to become a member, you don't have to do anything as a member. You can just sign up as a member. You get our newsletter, and then you're invited to member meetings where we report back to you about what we've been doing. You can go to www.uravice.com/Jyne, Jyne. And it's free to be a member, and it's always handy because when we go to Parliament, we say this is for money members, hey, and if it's free folk for the world, that's even better because it shows the global appetite and support for a Language Act.
And we should say it's Uravice, Oorvyce as well, so just for your spelling.
Uravice, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, Iona, which has been pretty amazing. In fact, we'll just watch this first.
Now, what is it? 7 minutes, coming up to 8 minutes to 10, and the Scots language has officially been recognised by the world's biggest music streaming service, which is Spotify.
Folk singer Iona Fyfe campaigned for the change, and we'll hear why in a moment. But first, here she is in action.
That was pretty amazing. What was it?
What was it? Well, Spotify, after 3 months of lobbying, added Scots as a language. So now at the back end, it was very easy to do. It actually only took 2 days to add the language code in that I supplied to them. Singers and musicians, when they put their music on Spotify, can correctly hear it categorised under Scots. Up until now, it was on English. So imagine Fumoni Scots songs and ballads for folk singers for the 60s onwards is just categorised in English. I'm not sure who you'd retrospectively sort it all out, but I know that, when you upload new songs, you can actively click Scots. And there has been some folk that has done it since, and they've tweeted me saying, hey, I've just uploaded a song, I've clicked Scots in it. It's really lovely. And there's a campaign just now ran by a guy named Marco Cafola to lobby Steam, the game streaming service, to add Scots and Gaelic into their database. Because on Spotify, literally every single minority language was listed. So Manx was listed, Cornish, the languages of the Channel Islands was listed. That's amazing, great. But a language that 1.5 million people identify as speaking wasn't listed. And I just thought it was so absurd. And yeah, once a platform does it, then hopefully it'll be easier to get other platforms to do it. I ken that Finn Lyon Penny, Miss Punny Penny, uploads her poems to YouTube. She can't pick Scots as a language. But it also gives legitimacy to the language as well, which is really nice. And it's not just a tick box, it is about legitimacy and, easing up people's idea that Scots is a language and it's not just a collection of words. I think folk, there's so many haters of Scots, and it's because folk politicise it. Like, they think that it's nationalist agenda, and it's no, because the Gaelic Language Act, that was a Labour Lib Dem coalition that punted that through. Like, language has nothing to do with politics, and that shows when we got all of these great candidates to sign our pledge. We had heaps of Conservative candidates signing it. It wasn't a nationalist thing. And we had folk from all the parties, Greens, the Communist Party signed it and all. It's language should not be politicised, and we really need to fight that, because that's a really nasty thing to happen.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I want to go on, Iona, and talk about, because we've talked all about Scots and everything, but you are far more of a musician than just one language. And was it last year or 2 years ago, you released an EP called The Dark Turn of Mind, and it was entirely in English, and it featured 6 ballads and songs found in both Appalachia and Aberdeenshire. What was that?
Yeah, so when I was at uni, I was doing my dissertation on the globalisation and the universalism of Aberdeenshire balladry, and I quickly found out that so many ballads that were typically in Aberdeenshire had gid out of America and changed a wee bit. Things like Bonnie Lass of Fyfe as well, that wasn't on the Dark Turn of Mind EP, but it probably should have been. You can actively pinpoint far it came fae, and then far it went, and then who collected it, and then who sung it. And, Bob Dylan literally recorded Bonnie Lass of Fyfe or Fenario on his first ever album, and it's the exact same melody that was collected by Cecil Sharp in Kentucky. So it just shows that version came from Aberdeenshire. Anyway, the Dark Turn of Mind thing, to be honest, I was just scunnered after the Away From My Window album that I wanted to do something different. We had a different team of folk, and it just kind of come together so naturally, and I wasn't worried about upsetting tradition bearers. I wasn't worried about changing the songs. I just wanted to do something a wee bit left field. And, the reviews were really, really nice. Abdi was nice and, got a good amount of radio play. And I also put in a Gillian Welch and Dave Rawlings song in there, Dark Turn of Mind, because I just like that kind of music. In my day-to-day, I actually don't listen to Scottish folk music. I listen to things like Sarah Jarosz and Molly Tuttle and I'm With Her. I generally listen to that kind of music. So it's really nice to tap into that and kind of meld the two together.
Oh, well, let's have a listen to your version of the Tennessee Waltz.
I was dancing with my darling at the Tennessee Waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced her to my loved one, and while they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. I remember the night at the Tennessee Waltz. Now I know just how much I have lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee Waltz.
That was gorgeous. It's great, and actually I have to say I love the Dark Turn of Mind song as well on that EP. We played it quite a lot on the Foot Stomping podcast when it came out.
It's very jazzy. Sounds completely different to, you know, Geisa Tuka or something. Like, I think it just shows that, you know, you can do something different and you don't have to be confined into something.
Well, absolutely. Well, Iona, thank you very much for coming on today. If people want to find out more about all your releases, ionafyfe.com. And people can also join your Patreon there and support you in your daily business. So there's lots to look forward to as well with new albums coming out, which is very exciting. So, but we're going to be back on Friday anyway, aren't we, for a very special Geese A Scots Phrase Day broadcast, which you're going to be leading.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. So at 3 p.m, we're going to be trailing through finding your favourite phrases. So if you're going to be in the running for that, then you'll hit a post your phrase before 3 p.m. And we'll gang through them, have a laugh. Hopefully I'll have a guest on, a guest that if you like Scots language, you probably know who they are. And it'll be just a wee bit of fun.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much, Iona. I'll see all of you next Wednesday at 2 p.m. with another guest who is as much a surprise to me as it will be to you. And we'll see you later. Oh, sorry, Blether with Heather as well tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with Erin Farley on the Hands Up for Trad Facebook and YouTube channels. Right. See you later.
Bye.
Oh. Oh, we're still here. Sorry, that never worked for some reason. All right.